Hello and welcome to part 3 of The Edge. You see the light down there where I had found some golems. And the only way I'm able to move them is by putting them inside a building and moving that. Why they're all there in the bottom of the sea, I don't know. Out there was a villager that I tried to rescue, but he ended up keep bobbing over here to his death in the middle of the night. Oh well. So today the showcase is to begin with the larger lands. This one being my land of Asterion. Asterion is named after our supergroup / guilds, which are usually Minotaurs and Taurens. This is the friendship bridge to the northern continent, because this whole area is a bay. So the Protectorate of Asterion is Lord Beadrin and Baroness Tam, which is yours truly, Aristamaki Tam. Was based on my gaming name, which is Tamioki no Garimi. Ginger Pickles, the bulletproof beauty. Bagnadan is the village that is in my dimensions that I protect and build, and now has so many villagers I don't know what to put them all. And the western and south marches of Asterion. Illes Grande Carvalis is the Isle of Big Oaks, because there was some big oaks there. And I added more big oaks here. Yishni Person is it's Bohemian, it's a way of saying eternal spring, but it also means birch trees, is what it's talking about. And that's in, of course, the Bohemian, Novi Bohemia, which is the Bohemian part of Asterion. Castel Avalanche is the ducal seat. They're on the Kraknos Mountains in the entire Mrazamora range, which Mrazamora means basically frosty mountains. The Monastery 3 is one of the mini games that fits in the motif of my area. Northern Wilds, Fatal Sea, Rabbit Plains, and the Riding Academy. I put lots of gates along things, so the structures I make, to prevent too much damage and animals wandering off. It's this place you can safely put your horse if you need to, because horses can jump over it with a rider. So if you're in a pinch, you can throw a bed down, tie your horse to the side, and wait. Everything's horse friendly so that you go against the edges. When there's lag, you and your mount and whatever else don't end up in the ocean drown, because that just bites. I plan on making a working revolving lighthouse. I stopped construction not for material, but because I need to put the redstone device underneath first and then build the lighthouse. And I hadn't started mining redstone yet, nor was I mod yet. I put stations everywhere. This oak gained a little weight of about 50 leaves and more trunk, because the balloon oaks look silly with one trunk. But that's how they grow and how they look. But I added more trunk because, well, I could. The creatures' comforts of home are usually in most of the comfort stations that I make. This particular comfort station can actually be leased or rented out, so to speak. If someone wants to live here and hunt animals and cut sheep. So basically, whoever becomes my official shepherd is going to get this place, the lighthouse, and take care of the sheep that are over there in the garden. And benefit from protections. I have a chest here that is mostly my empty pocket. So it always has miscellaneous items, sometimes nice items. I don't keep them in there long. It's just when I have to empty out. And then my mining is over there. And it goes underneath this land. Some big canyons. Boat dock. Welcome to Asterion, which is some shallow water that's slightly fenced in so the boats don't wander away. Since they're entities, they do kind of be trolly. Starting to make sheep of every color. How annoying. That's another direction. Some of that's partially built while on creative. This is all built on survival. Every bit of things you see ahead of you will have been done ground out materials on survival and, excuse me, sheep, built in survival mode. There were some lost villagers, so I put them in here. They're usually out there gardening. They feel pretty safe. I made them a nice little chillax little crib here. It's a librarian and a farmer, shepherd, not sure which. Someone that farms anyway. I'm very good at building and grinding, which is why I thought about it and went ahead and made me a mod, is because I had already made so many of these bridges and public bridges too. The birch forests are here. This was actually going to be an island full of pigs. Instead it has mostly rabbits. I don't know where all the piggies went. There was a lot of piggies around here, now there's just a couple. I don't plan on breeding very many of them because carrots is a pain in the patootie to be what you give animals. So this has all been built on survival, not without a couple of deaths by falling. And quite a few damage from falling. I have to keep my voice modulated and boring. Let it slip there because otherwise the mic won't pick me up properly and outside noises will start. This leads to the understables and the other entrance. Originally my fiance came up here while I was still searching for jungles and built the first bunker on the side of the hill and a small garden. The garden was spread out a little bit. Now has a rude message on, please don't mess with my garden, but ruder terms. The north side manor will be built here against the castle, and it will be of brick eventually. Razamora or Razam. Mraz. My accenting is terrible. I could speak certain languages as a child, but not now. Trade goods, there's the bedroom. Ja-la-la-la-la, right? This is the first stable, which was for those horses that I crossed the ocean to find before I found some a little closer to home. White horses is going to be the main specialty, with the colors that fall between. Basically brown horses, which are the most common, are like the natural horses. White horses will be the Lipizaners, and so will gray and black. The other color gray will be the representatives of the Polish Palfreys and Coursers and Chargers. And then the red horses will be based on Russian Dons. This is the lower stable, which also has an entryway out, but I'm not really going to go into that. Getting some of the first horses set in. Now the other part of the castle, which is still being built, which is up above, is going to come through here. And ooh, let's get our secret entrance. Not seen. I'm gonna have to turn off some of those. There's too many. We have a slight problem here, Houston. Let's try that again. Do. Uh-oh. If it's not lag, it's something else. I think I might have to do some maintenance. Surprising that's the first time it's had a problem. I'm going to have to check the Dynamap and see on whether or not fire spread or something is affected region-wide. So the secret doors are not quite finished, unfortunately. The main tower is where I'm going to keep a minor library until we make a main library, because we're going to steal a library out of the fortress. They are so much cooler. Wink. Tight quarters here. So here's the enchantment table, and then alchemy is going to be further upstairs. It's pretty tight. Right now there's minor transportation teleporters to the village and other points beyond. In this room, the towers are built by hand. This was going to be a redstone generator, but for some reason it was not liking its life. I have to work at getting these a little bit more symmetrical without being exactly symmetrical. That top has to be redone. The wall was all done by hand, and as I found fortresses with nice crack block, I added that for some character in the wall, as well as patched places. This area here will be where I'll put a great library that I'm going to steal from the fortress. This tower doesn't have a lot of plans yet. This area is going to be castled in, and then this area will become a manor house of the large palatial tour. The ice farm was here, and then the bamboo farm with a mini ice farm was over here. Beacons that go greatly up into the sky. So the stables let out into this road here. This area is where we do a lot of our mining for material like cobblestone, iron, and coal. That's a boat dock area and safe path up to the top level. That bridge I did mostly on creative. This bridge is also done on survival. On survival, and I'm doing the work, I usually make jack-o'-lanterns as major light sources. But anyway, we shall go ahead and end here and go to the next segment of Asterion.